So today's the day. It's a very exciting day. We're having our Platinum Group clients coming into our offices for one of our Mastermind events. We haven't been able to do this for over 18 months. It's the first time they've been able to come in. These are our top tier clients. We're going to be masterminding about funnels, sales, paid ads, team building, scaling our companies. It's going to be awesome, and I think you'll enjoy seeing a little snippet in the behind the scenes.
Joined John and the team when I was making about £300 to £500 a week from selling $37 DJ courses, and in the last 2 months my profit after everything has come to over $45,000 over the space of 2 months.
Got to keep my voice down because he's next door, but I just introduced Phil Harris, one of our clients, on stage. He's doing $30,000 a month using Instagram to close high ticket sales, and he's teaching our clients right now.
John did this post and it said, I'm just reaching out, I'm looking for 6 people to work with on a private mentorship program. DM me if you're interested. So I got that originally from John. And that worked really well. So I got something like 400 people contacted me straight away. And the thing that I found really powerful about it was the remarketing. Because we all know remarketing to be like adverts, just those kind of ads that pop up and it's like, oh, I was only just looking at that thing the other day. But that's nowhere near as powerful as actually DMing someone after they've had a bit of initial contact saying, hey, you still interested? Like getting an actual DM is I honestly believe the most powerful form of remarketing you can have, because it's like sending someone a text message essentially. So this worked really well.
All right, so Phil just got done. That was awesome. He basically took the whole room through his script, his sales script that he's using to close 1 in 2 people that he speaks to. Super cool. Now we're having a break. We're breaking for lunch, and then I'm going back on and I'm going to host our Bring and Share Mastermind session where everyone's going to go around the room, share something that is working for them right now that is growing their businesses. I'm even going to learn some stuff. It's going to be awesome. All right, so we're just kicking off day 2. Day 1 was awesome. I think day 2 is going to be even better. We're talking about scaling strategies, although I'm actually late right now, so we better get going. Again, all of this is by design. So the next part in the topic of creating the video ad is I need them to know that you can get started with your videos looking atrocious, and that's where everyone starts, and you just build confidence over time. And so I actually went back and I found some examples of horrendous videos that I had done, and I'm just talking about the fact you've got to start somewhere and just, it's like, what's that phrase that people use, when was the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now. So I use that illustration of like, look, yeah, you can say, John, you started video 10 years ago, I've missed the boat. No, that might have been the better time. Right now is the second best time. Because otherwise, 5 years time, when you're going to have another opportunity, you're going to say, oh, if only I started 5 years ago. Well, look, get started now. And actually, I always use, it's actually quite interesting, Summer, who's in our Platinum Group. Sadly, she couldn't make it. She was planning on coming over from the US, but restrictions and all that jazz. But she said something in a training she produced for our Platinum Group that I found very interesting. She said, if you know your first one is going to suck, get it out the way quickly. And that's actually really stuck with me. I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense. Like we procrastinate and procrastinate and procrastinate because we think the first one's going to suck, that we just elongate that process. If the first ad, the first webinar, the first funnel, the first everything's going to suck, just get out of the way quickly because the second one will be a bit better. And let's just get that done quick. So I use that illustration, I talk them through that. And then I just talk about how powerful one good single video ad can actually be. And I went into my dashboard and I showed one single ad that's made 500 grand or another ad that's made 200 grand. I'm like, look, once you find a good one, you're set for the year, And so now we're out of that section. We're out of the section of creating a video ad. And what are they left with? They're left with the fact that they know there was more that they needed and we weren't able to get to it. They know that they need good lighting and audio, but the key ingredient we didn't cover, which was the messaging. They know that you only need one good ad. You know you've got to start now. It doesn't matter if you haven't got the fancy equipment. So we've just left that training point, and the impression I've left is, oh, I'm actually closer to being able to do this than I thought I was.
You turned all the light bulbs on, basically.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep, correct. So we did the same thing with finding your audience and the targeting. So basically what I did here was I gave them a whistle-stop tour of all the different ways they can target on the platform, but it was all me just talking to the camera, so I'm not showing a single thing. So they have no idea how to get there. So I'm like wowing them with all these exciting ways that you can target. So I said, look, let's look at all the opportunities on YouTube. Firstly, you can target with keywords. Here's why keywords are cool. Placements, audience jacking, topics. You can target based on URLs, Google targeting, purchase intention. So I'm going through all of this stuff and they're going, this is amazing. And I'm saying, write this down. It's like Google intent, like targeting on Google, purchase intention. Going, oh, there's so many amazing ways to target on Google. Well, obviously it's Google because they own YouTube. So they've written down all these things and they've got a list of all these amazing ways you can target on YouTube, but they have no idea how to set up a campaign and actually do it, right? And then this is the closest thing to how, not wow, which is why I just say, look, top tip though, start with keywords. Keywords is the best place to start, and then I move on. So that's the closest thing. And then I go into the offer, and so now we're there. Now I'm like, okay, look, before we have a little break and before we go to the next session, I've got a bunch more to cover, and you have to do that too. You introduce the offer, and you tell them that there is more coming, otherwise they'll think this is the moment to drop off. Right? So you have to say, look, I'm going to just go ahead and make an offer here real quick that I told you about yesterday, and then we'll have a short break, and then we're going to come back. And when we come back, I'm going to talk about this, this, and this. So I'm hooking them for the afternoon. So anyway, that's basically, there's nothing there because I pulled up my slides at that point. So I've already had some great sessions today, and there's a lot more to come. We've got Jeff, who's been on my sales team for over a year, absolutely crushing it, teaching our clients what he's been doing to close on the phone successfully. And also I'm bringing out Courtney. He's my head of operations. People think that I run my company. I don't. Courtney's the guy behind the scenes, and he's going to be teaching scaling strategies and how to grow on a solid foundation with good SOPs. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great day, and I hope you enjoy some of the clips.
The cool thing is you come to events like this and you're meeting people who are doing stuff that's so directly in line with what you're doing, even though they're in different industries. You find yourself meeting and clicking with this, like, people you wouldn't expect to, and like making links with people. And here's the thing, right? You come to an event like this, you only need to meet one person who suddenly you connect with on Voxer or Insta or whatever, and it's almost like you've got another member of your team. So even though it's great having John and the team, I now have one or two extra connections I have from other versions of these in the past, which is now I've got another person to go, hey, you finding this at the moment? And again, you've got this one person in your life now who's an additional somebody to bounce ideas off. And honestly, you come to events like this, you just meet that one person. It's like, wow, I've got a whole other person in my life now who I can bounce ideas off, other than driving my wife crazy, asking her questions that she does not know the answers to,
Hello. Finished the 2-day event. It's been a ton of fun, had some great dinners, and I've learned some stuff, man. That's super cool, and our clients have really enjoyed themselves. Anyway, I'm gonna take a nap now. See you guys soon.